The phone call came on a rainy Thursday afternoon, just as I was sketching the lines of a sustainable home design in my cluttered studio apartment. My older sister, Victoria's voice sliced through the speaker like a knife through silk, cold, calculated. The tone she reserved for closing million-dollar deals at Dad's real estate firm. Emily, we need to talk about Mom's house. It's time to sell it to us. The family's decided. I set down my pencil, my gut twisting. The family? You mean you and Dad over martinis at the club? She didn't laugh. That property's skyrocketing in value with the new waterfront developments. It's selfish to hoard it when we could all profit. Mom left it to me. Victoria. Specifically to me. There was a heavy pause. Then her words dropped like stones. Hand it over. Or we'll drag you through court. Dad's lawyers are ready. You've got 2 weeks. The line went dead, leaving me staring at the walls of the very Victorian bungalow in Charleston, South Carolina, that she was gunning for. It wasn't just bricks and mortar, it was Mom's sanctuary. The last whisper of her presence after her sudden stroke 2 years ago. But that call wasn't a warning, it was the spark that ignited a fire I'd been too numb to light before. Rage simmered in my chest. Not the explosive kind, but the slow burn that reshapes everything it touches. Growing up in the Carter household was like navigating a minefield disguised as a picture-perfect suburban dream. Dad, William Carter, had clawed his way from a small-time broker to owner of Carter Realty Partners, one of the biggest players on the East Coast. His mantra? Every square foot has a price tag, find it, flip it, forget it. Mom, Elizabeth, was his polar opposite, a community organizer who fought tooth and nail to preserve Charleston's historic charm, rallying neighbors against overdevelopment that swallowed old neighborhoods whole. Their marriage was a riddle wrapped in resentment. Victoria, 3 years my senior, was Dad's mirror image, sharp features, sharper ambition. By high school, she was shadowing his negotiations, learning how to twist arms without leaving fingerprints. Me? I took after Mom, burying myself in architecture school, focusing on eco-friendly restorations that honored history rather than erasing it. Dad called it playing house with crayons. Family dinners were scripted disasters. Dad would boast about his latest land grab, Victoria nodding like a disciple, while Mom steered the talk to local festivals or preservation wins. I'd sit there, fork idle, feeling like the outsider in my own bloodline. One night, about a year before Mom's death, Dad announced, snagged the old Hawthorne block for peanuts, tearing it down for condos, prime views. Mom's voice was quiet steel. That block's got homes from the 1800s. Families rooted there for generations. Progress waits for no one, he shot back, winking at Victoria. We make the city better. You make it emptier, I muttered. His glare could have frozen lava. When you build something that matters, Emily, then talk. Mom squeezed my hand later. What you do has heart. That's real value. The bungalow on Harbor Lane had been Mom's inheritance from her grandmother, a haven 3 blocks from the Atlantic where she'd escaped Dad's empire building. After college, when rent soared thanks to his kind of developments, she insisted I move in. This place needs life, she'd said, defying Dad's fury. It was one of her rare stands against him. The last time I saw her alive, she was tending her herb garden, dirt under her nails, eyes distant. Promise me, Emily, don't let them hollow this out. It's more than walls, it's stories, connections. Mom, you're fine. Stop talking like that. She hugged me tight, just promise. 3 days later, the stroke hit while she was at a neighborhood meeting, mid-sentence about saving a local park. Gone in an instant. At the funeral, Dad stood stoic. Victoria handled the logistics like a checklist. I was the wreck. sobbing over what felt like a stolen goodbye. The will reading sealed the rift. The bungalow was mine, untouchable as premarital property. Dad's contest fizzled fast. Mom had dotted every I. But now, 2 years on, they'd circled back with teeth bared. That night after Victoria's call, I paced the creaky floors, fingers tracing the original wainscoting Mom had refinished herself. In her old den, untouched boxes of her papers beckoned. Grief had kept me from them, but anger pushed me in. Rifling through, I found clippings about Charleston's development wars, emails she'd printed, notes on shady deals. One envelope, labeled "For Emily, when they come," held a letter in her neat script. "Sweetheart, if this fight finds you, remember, dig deep. Follow the threads. You're tougher than their greed. Love, Mom." Tucked behind was a card for attorney Lena Hargrove, expert in land rights and corruption probes. On the back, "She'll stand with you." This wasn't inheritance, it was ammunition. Victoria had declared war, but Mom had armed me first. The deeper I dove into Mom's files, the uglier the picture sharpened. She'd been tracking Dad's moves for years: property flips, neighbor pressures, council votes that always swung his way. An email to a state preservation office stood out: Williams orchestrating bulk buys through proxies, without proof of foul play. "We're stuck." Her reply: "He's erasing our history block by block." I know his game, I'll find the dirt. Folder after folder revealed sales, longtime residents vanishing, buyers tracing back to Carter Realty shells. Dad had been gobbling up Harbor Lane piecemeal. A neighbor, Mrs. Ellis next door, knocked that evening with pie and worry. "Saw your dad's car at the Regency Inn with suits, same ones hounding me to sell." They had maps of our street. "Your place starred. Back inside." I cross-referenced the mega project. Atlantic Shores Resorts, aimed to raise the district for luxury towers. Our bungalow anchored it all. Without it, the puzzle fell apart. A memo from Dad's email, printed by Mom: "Elizabeth's the holdout queen. Break her resistance." The dominoes fall, dated days before her stroke. Chills ran down my spine. Was it coincidence? Or calculation? Shadows lengthened as doubt gnawed deeper. Venturing out, I visited holdouts. Mr. Ramirez at the corner deli spilled. They threatened inspections, said my place would fail codes if I didn't sell. No recordings. But Mom had advised documentation. The Parkers at the inn shared logs, Dad's hypotheticals about views blocked by high-rises. "Your mom warned us," filled a paper trail. As I walked home, a dark SUV tailed me, peeling off at my street. Paranoia? Or pressure? Adding their notes to Mom's trove. Patterns emerged, intimidation veiled as advice, bribes masked as donations. The resort blueprint showed golf courses over gardens, marinas gutting marshes. And Mom's bungalow? Ground zero. Her stroke now loomed suspicious, family history of vascular issues. But she was fit, vigilant. Had Dad crossed that line? Prepping for confrontation. I bought a hidden recorder. Texted Victoria, "Meet at the bungalow Saturday. Let's talk terms." She bit, smart choice. 2 p.m. With papers. She arrived early with Dad's lawyer, Harlan Voss, a slick operator in Armani. "Emily, let's make this smooth," she said. Fake warmth evaporating fast. "We're offering $750K. That's lowballing, comps are double." Voss smiled shark-like. "Reality check. Taxes spike soon. Friends in assessment. Maintenance? You'll drown. Refuse? We challenge Mom's competency, delusions. Paranoia." Fury boiled. She was sharp as ever. Victoria leaned in. She was unraveling. "Fighting ghosts. We have affidavits. Bought ones." The slap stung my cheek, Victoria's handprint blooming red. You sanctimonious brat. Dad gave us everything. And you spit on it like Mom did. Voss coughed, easy. But she raged. He waited for her to wise up. But she humiliated him, protests. Lawsuits. When she wouldn't break, she trailed off. What? What did he do? Nothing. Stroke happens. Recorder whirring. I pressed. Healthy women don't just keel over. Her sneer. Yours did. Sell. Or lose it all, sued. Committed if you spout crazy theories. They left with ultimatums. Playing back the tape threats. Assault. Slips fueled my resolve. Dialed Lena, Emily Carter. Mom said you'd help. Been waiting. Bring it all, we'll bury them. Lena's office was a war room of files and faded posters. Your mom was a warrior, she said. Scanning my hull. The recording? Gold. Assault. Extortion vibes. But for the big fish. We need conspiracy proof. Her board mapped Dad's web, Shell's owning 65% of the district. Our holdouts blocked the 75% investor threshold. Evan. Your journalist buddy? Mom looped him in. Evan's digs uncovered assessor ties. Code enforcer bribes. But we needed a knockout. Searching Mom's attic. A loose floorboard hid drives and a note. Emily, the smoking gun Lena needs. Files exploded. Taped calls with officials. Bribe emails. Worst, Dad and Voss. Months pre-stroke. Elizabeth's digging too deep. Handle it, natural. Like her family strokes. Charles. That's? Do it. Doc Owens owes us, he'll certify. Murder. Not accident. Lena rushed to FBI, Evan prepped exposés. But Dad would retaliate. Property records revealed flaws, botched filings invalidated sales. Challenge them, chaos ensues. Contacted sellers, rage at undervaluations. 12 joined our suit. FBI raided Carter Realty on a crisp morning. Victoria spun on TV, misunderstanding. But the murder tape sealed fates. Mrs. Ellis delivered Mom's final gift, deeds to 5 properties via a hidden trust. Me beneficiary. She protected what she could. Sold back cheap to owners, now we controlled enough to halt developments forever. Momentum built, filed racketeering suit. Class action with cheated families. Evan exposed Carter's corrupt empire. Voss flipped for immunity. I suspected murder when he pushed the drug, stroke-mimicking compound. Doc Owens confessed. He blackmailed me, provided the dose. We formed Harbor Lane Heritage Trust. Buying back lands. Gaining historic status. Mom's secret shares in Dad's firm. Leveraged for board control. Demanding dissolution. Victoria confronted me. Broken, you knew Mom planned divorce. That's why he. Tears, I suspected. But he's Dad. Help us. She did testimonies. Recordings. Immunity earned. Trial crushed Dad, guilty on murder conspiracy. Fraud. All counts. Civilly. Firm liquidated. Restitutions flowed. Trust thrived. Delhi became culinary school. In a heritage BNB. Dad's HQ? Affordable housing named Elizabeth Carter Center. 1 year post-trial. Unveiling Mom's memorial park where towers loomed planned. Her quote etched, places endure through our care. Victoria vanished. Seeking redemption. Dad rotted in federal pen. More charges piling. On the porch. Mom's last letter from a hidden drawer, powers in preserving. Not plundering. Build beauty from their ruin. Victoria's threat? Backfired. I didn't just keep the house, I reclaimed the soul of our community. Paying the price in scars. But proving betrayal's cost cuts deepest for the betrayers.